ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is my quick recap for Celebrity Big Brother Season 2, Episode 8. I'm entitling it, The Jig is Up. The jig is up because people have finally realized that Kato and Tom are somehow running things. Which is just insane to me because I would have never thought that would have happened towards the beginning of the season. But this just goes to show you don't really know, you can't base it off of how these people are in regular life. This game is completely different. This episode is special because there's going to be an elimination. And when I say an elimination, that means someone's getting voted out of the house. Joey decides that he wants to finally play the social aspect of this game and try to take the target off of himself and put it on, the two heads of households, basically, Kato and Tom. Which would have been a good plan if he was willing to work with the other side of the house sooner than later. And because he flat out said he doesn't want an alliance. So why would people really believe him? So now we have Tom, Kato, and Ricky trying to figure out who should be put up. Tom, who's going to be replacement? Who's going to be doing this? Who's going to be doing that? Here's the truth. Tom goes and talks to Natalie and Lolo and essentially say that he doesn't trust Ricky. He shouldn't trust Ricky. Ricky isn't trustworthy. Ricky is sneaky. Tom is smart for thinking that, but Tom doesn't realize that Lolo and Natalie are closer to Ricky than he is to them. So then they go and they tell Ricky, hey, Tom wants to get you out. Tom does not trust you. Tom does not trust you, which means now they have to go and win the veto. They don't have a choice but to win the veto, because if they don't win the veto, Ricky is going to go up, and Tom can convince the rest of the house to possibly take him out versus the other people. He's not playing the veto, though. Lolo and Natalie are, as well as Tom and Kato are, as well as Candy. And Tamar was the commentator. Essentially, it's football. Remember, the Super Bowl is today, actually. And more importantly, today is also Janet Jackson Appreciation Day. That's what today really is, aside from it being Sunday and all of that. And please make sure you check out my newest video on my newest channel, Romie Reviews ASMR or ASMR. It's me doing a role play video of being a game store employee, and I give a tutorial, and it's fun. It's fun. So check that out. So like I said, the premise of this game is they're dressed as football players, and they have to go and punt a ball. It's no harder than that. Punt a ball, make sure that they have it in the parameters, and it's all good. If they don't, you have to reset, go again, and you only have a set amount of time because you have, I don't know if it's 30 seconds or whatnot, and the difference is they're spinning. Oh yeah, Dina was also a part of this. And as you can imagine, Dina didn't win. Candy did horribly. Surprisingly, Tom did really well. And Natalie beat him, and that's when you realize, okay, something's not right. Why would Natalie choose me after I just went twice already? Because she wants to take you out. You're not dumb. You know what's going on here. And then Natalie went after Lolo, but Natalie won. It didn't matter at that point because the whole premise was to make sure that Tom didn't have the power. So now that Tom doesn't have the power, that means that Ricky should be safe, right? But before we can even get to that, things get really topsy-turvy in the house because of the fact that now Tom and Kato realize things are going left. Things are going left because Tom and Kato were left out of the decision-making when it came to if Natalie would use the veto. Natalie said she wasn't going to use the veto. And that's a problem because their original conversation at the very, very, very beginning was Tom doesn't trust Ricky. They said Ricky's a part of our group, so that's weird. And that's where that conversation technically ended. They did not 100% confirm that they were going to all go against Ricky. But Tom expected the veto to be used so that he could have a secondary option. That option was taken away from him, and so now he was upset. Him and Kato get into a pissing match with Lolo and Natalie as if they're going to win. And it was more so Kato who was upset than Tom. Tom was trying to keep it together. He's paranoid, but he was trying to keep it together. And we have Joey. He's talking to the ladies as well. He's trying to talk to Tamar, Lolo, and Natalie. Let them know, hey, why are we allowing Kato and Tom to run this house? It doesn't make any sense. If we have the numbers, we can go after them. And he was like, at this point, I don't know what your decision is. So if it's to choose me to leave this week, just make sure you get those guys out, because just leaving them unchecked is dangerous. So now we have Kato in his feelings, and he makes a comment about, well, you know, when some people make a commitment, they're supposed to honor their commitment. And he's looking at Natalie while he's saying it, and he's being smirky. He's being nasty and snarky. And I said, oh, so this is the other side of Kato, when you don't get what you want. Okay, duly noted. You have a final 2 deal with Tom. Anything else that anyone else does, take it at face value and don't trust them. That's when the punk came out. The punk came out. I said, oh Lord, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oof, them hands. Here we go. And that's when things took a turn, because now Natalie's over it, but Natalie's also trying to stay calm. Lolo is not the type, and she's not the one. So she's going off on Kato. Then she's going off on Tom, because this argument was happening in front of the entire house. So Dina's getting out of the way. Everyone else is looking like, what is going on there? Clearly, everyone realizes, okay, so they had some type of Final Four deal, because they're not even hiding. It's like, well, when you say you're supposed to do something, you're supposed to do it. Oh, don't talk to me like that. I've had people talking to me like that in this house the entire time. I'm not the one. I said, Lolo will knock you out. Lolo will knock you out. Kato, don't get too froggy. Kato, you are peace and love at your core. You do not want to get knocked out on national television. So now it's time for the live vote and eviction. Candy does her speech, and it was weird because Joey did his speech, and Joey's speech essentially sounded like someone who knew he was going out of the house. So then it was a landslide. Everyone voted against Joey, and Joey wasn't surprised as soon as he heard the number. It was bad. When I tell you it was bad, it was bad. It was bad. And he goes, everyone feels bad, but then they move forward. And outside that, it was funny. He gave the best he gave the best exit speech that I've heard in a long time. Not while he is in the house, but his debriefing speech with Julie, because they hit a couple of points. He acknowledged that, hey, he wanted the show because his girls didn't grow up seeing him on TV because they're young. And so they knew the show. They were like, oh yeah, big brother, go, you need to do it so we can watch you. So then he was like, okay, all right, I don't know the show, but okay. And I said, it goes to show you, because Julie even had to tell him, you screwed up from day one when Lolo was trying to initiate you into one of the largest groups and alliances of the season, period. And you decided, oh, I hate alliances. I hate that word. Why? You played as a lone wolf the entire time. Well, actually, that's not true. He played on the guy's side, and the guy's side, wow, this has been, shout out to the ladies. I didn't think about it, but shout out to the ladies, because it's been a long time since I've seen a Big Brother where the guys one by one have been picked off. And that's why Ricky made sure to stay in the ladies' room, so that he can make sure he's in everyone's conversation, but pretend like he's not in everyone's conversation, and so that he's apathetic and sympathetic to the women. Ricky knows exactly what he's doing. He could win this game if they're not careful. They need to kick him out within the next 2 weeks, or else they're screwed. He needs to go within the next 2 weeks. Period. Julie was just... And Joey was saying, like I said, he was aligned with Ryan and Jonathan. Not in like a full-on alliance, but he was hanging out with them a lot, and they both got picked out. So it's like all the strong players in some category were getting kicked out. He didn't win anything yet, but it doesn't mean that he wouldn't have if he stayed in longer. And they definitely weren't going to take that chance over Candy, who visibly wasn't winning anything, and it wasn't because she was faking it. She just wasn't good at any of the stuff. It was funny when he was talking about Lolo and how he was like, have you seen Try and Talk to Lolo? Lolo's the type where, first off, if you stare at her for too long, then she gets nervous, and then she's trying to figure out what's going on with you and why you're looking, why you're doing that. And you're like, wait, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm sorry. It's just a whole lot in that house. It's just a whole lot in that house. Julie talks about his skincare regimen. And he was like, the detriment was probably how much time I spend in the bathroom at night. I'm thinking, so that's why you think you lost? What, were players upset and irritated, or was the focus too much on the visual? I don't know. I don't care. He's out. Everyone else is still in. New episode on Monday. Thank you. See you next time.